those of you who come to Birdsville and want to drink water instead of beer, I'm sure there's not many of you, but if there is, this is where it's coming from. This is the artesian bore pump here in Birdsville and the cooling ponds. So basically, this bore was dug back in the 60s. It goes about 1.2 kilometres down, pumps up the artesian bore water, which is extremely hot. We're talking 100 plus degrees Celsius, that is, and gets pumped up here. This is a bit of a leftover filter spot, and then goes down into the cooling drains down there. And here's a pond here. But yeah, it gets pumped up into these tanks. About 45,000 litres at a time is held here. And then once it's cooled, it gets pumped out into the town. Very, very cool. Wow, very hot, I should say. Pun intended. So yeah, there's a artesian bore for you guys. As the sign says, danger. Hot water. You can just see the steam coming off it here. Straight from the ground. About 1 kilometre down. Crystal clear too, as you can see. You can see the bottom of the little riverbed there. The drain. The smell is very sulphury. And I can feel the heat from here, and you can see the steam coming off it. It's absolutely incredible. All right guys, let's keep looking around. Now guys, I have to say, I did not expect to find a huge waterhole here in Birdsville. at all. However, I have. You can swim in this, guys. I'm not going to, but you can swim in it. Basically because I don't have the gear I go swimming in on, and I'm not going to do a nudie run because that would probably lose me a bunch of subscribers. No one wants to see that. It is murky brown, but obviously that's just from the dirt and the mud and the silt. But yes, people do swim in this. The locals do come down here quite often apparently. Birdsville is just on the other side. You might be able to see the tops of the buildings there. The roadhouse and that in Birdsville there. And you can tell it's tidal because they've put up a swing here, rope swing. And so it must come up quite high during the floods and things. Absolutely glorious. Check out all these little swallow nests. They're not bees and wasps, guys, they're actually birds' nests. Doesn't look like anyone's home at the moment, though. Little waterhole out in Birdsville, who would have thought? All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's race day. Race day out here at Birdsville. Well, maybe not so much. Unfortunately, due to Corona, this year's Birdsville races were called off. This is where it takes place. This is the Birdsville racecourse, just outside of Birdsville. If you're coming from Windora, it's just before you get into Birdsville. If you're coming from Baduri, it's just after you leave Birdsville, just on the outskirts. So we're coming up to the main straight here. Again, this would have been the stabling area. No big grandstand. I don't know if they bring in a temporary grandstand or not. Obviously they didn't this year because there was no race. This is it. Strapping area. That's where they do their final parade before they go on out. Have a look at your horse and then decide if you want to put a few more dollars on him or realise you've wasted all your dollars on him when you get to look at him up close and personal. And something not many get to do, go out onto the actual track. So here we are at the end of the finish straight. So like I said, guys, this would have been filled with thousands and thousands of people. Beer flowing, pissed people everywhere, no doubt. An absolute serious party going on. You're standing in the centre of the home straight here. And of course, the famous finishing post. Right here. Rather sad that it's all been cancelled this year. You could feel the town's down a little bit saddened by it all. Obviously it's their main annual event. Obviously not to be this year. The finishing post. Birdsville racetrack. Just a tip, guys, as you're driving along the highway, just keep your eye open. There's the highway just there. Keep your eye open on the side of the road if you see any of these signs. Drinking water. Now they're very few and far between, but occasionally you'll get one. And it's just a standard tap, so let's turn him on. See if anything comes out. Now it's hot, obviously, for a little bit before the cold. There you go, it's nice and cold now. Drinking water. May come in very handy if you ever get broken down on the side of the road. If you see one of these, keep an eye out for when the nearest one you saw was, and it may just save your life. All right, guys, let's get back to it. Just another quick note on this, guys, with the drinking water. Something to put in your kit, in your camping kit maybe, is something like this. So what it is a vandal-proof tap key. So what happens is sometimes people take this section off where you actually turn it on, and so you can't actually turn it. So some councils do that, that kind of thing. And if you're in a real pinch or you're in real trouble and you really need something, you've got this handy. What happens here, these different sort of lugs that you can sort of see in there will fit every kind of tap that is around the country. So if you ever come across one of these without this on top, whack that out and you'll be able to turn the tap on. All right, guys, let's keep going. The Birdsville Bakery. Such an icon of Birdsville, unfortunately, has been claimed by coronavirus. What do I mean by that? Well, coronavirus meant no tourists, no travellers. No tourists and no travellers means no dollars. No dollars means you can't pay the bills. Not being able to pay the bills means you can't stay open. So unfortunately, there's going to be no camel pies for me or anybody else for that matter. Very, very sad. Everybody raves about this place and the quality of its pies, all kinds. Unfortunately, just another victim of coronavirus. In this current world we're in, it's just the current reality, isn't it? Very sad. All right, boy, how do you plead? This, folks, is the historic courthouse, the original courthouse of Birdsville. Now, it's built in 1883 and is actually used still today. And you're going to love this because I thought it was quite funny. They open it the day after the Birdsville races. There are so many people in town at the Birdsville races and so much happens that shouldn't happen. And what I mean is unlawful stuff, naughty stuff. They open this courthouse the day after the races to handle all the proceedings and the infringements and the arrests over the racecourse day, which is quite funny. This is actually a cell. Let's have a look. This was rebuilt. The original one was torn down by a whirlwind. Just going to make sure there's no snakes in here. All looks okay. Yeah. How's this guy? Oh, quite a nest he's got going up there. But obviously used as a storage room at the moment. and someone's old telly radio. That's a classic. Have a go at that. Transceivers. Very cool. But yeah, once you're locked up, you're not getting out. Solid steel door. See if I can move it. Oh yeah, there's a bit of weight in that. You're not getting out of there. There's your sink and what would have been a dunny and a shower for you, still behind the bars. So you had this little, you almost had a veranda. It's not too bad. Apparently they used to, back in the 1800s, if you played up, chain you up to the fence out the front and just leave you there in the sun. Bit of a storeroom here, some classic items in here. Classic electronic stuff. Goodness me. See if I can not get bitten by anything. Some old papers, what have we got? Anything written in them? Mount Isa District. Found property, a wallet and money located at Birdsville in 1985. That is classic. Says to report the money, the above mentioned property has been handed back to the rightful owner. Oh, that's boring. What have we got here? 85. Payment of police services performed during the 1985 Birdsville race meeting and ball. Please find attached a copy of the special service duties carried out. This is classic, guys. Repairs to an underground septic system. Unbelievable. What else have we got? Try not to destroy it. Application for something. Application for recreation. Annual recreation leave. Wonder if he got approved. History everywhere out here, guys. What you're looking at here, next to the runway, all on its lonesome, is the tracker's hut. So in the 1800s they had trackers to try and find people. A couple of indigenous people, a couple of Europeans, and this is where they got to live. Lucky them, hey? A tin shack. What a life. Roll out your swag in here, or your blanket if you didn't have enough money for a swag, which most of them didn't. This is what you called home, you and about 3 other blokes. There's an old pot, cooking pot. Unbelievable. Different times, different kind of people. Okay guys, now you might notice a sand dune behind me. Out this way it's obviously mostly sand dunes in the desert until you get to the stony desert, but Birdsville's well known for having many sand dunes around, but it's well known for 2, and they're called Little Red and Big Red, and this afternoon that's where I'm headed. So I've asked for some tips off some locals on how to get up them. I'm not convinced I'm even going to attempt to go up them, but we'll see when we get there. Apparently there's a lot of people out there at the moment giving it a red hot go. So if I feel confident enough, I'll give it a go. I just want to see them first. So Big Red is the biggest sand dune in the country. And Little Red is its little brother or sister. It doesn't have to be a brother, it could be a sister. But anyway, that's where we're headed this afternoon, and we'll see how we go. So I've got my tyre deflator in the back, got the air compressor in the back as well for afterwards to pump the tyres back up. But we'll see. I'm going to watch a few other people have a go, and if I feel confident about it, we'll give it a red hot go. Like I said earlier, the car that gets you out of here has to get you back, so I've got to keep that in mind as well. But I'm pretty keen, I've got to say. I'm pretty keen. Anyway, let's go check it out. That's Little Red right in front of us. Might not look very big in the camera, but geez, it's not, I wouldn't say it's overly little. Then we got the sign to our right, so down this track here is Big Red. So we'll give Little Red a go, but I'm going to jump out first and air down. Alrighty folks, here we go. Little Red. Full high, 28 all around. PSI. Oh, she's a bit bumpy. Oh, I tell you. Oh, I don't know about these ruts. Oh. Yeah. Going, nearly at the top. Come on. Oh, we're going to make Little Red. You little beauty. All right. Little Red conquered. You! Oh, wow. What a view. Well, gang, there she is. Big Red. Now, I'm at 28 all round. It looks pretty soft. There's a dog leg in it, which isn't going to help. But there's only one way to find out, isn't there? Let's do it. Come on. Grip. We're thinking about it. Oh, come on. Yes, come on. Oh dear. We're nearly there. We're so close. And we made it. You! Big Red. Conquered. Yeah, baby. Let's get the famous photo, eh? All right.